Mike Tyson issues a brutal warning to Jake Paul in a recent press conference ahead of their most anticipated clash. For the second time in New York City, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul met face-to-face in a news conference Sunday to hype up their November bout. And after his health scare in May, Tyson said he's ready to go. "It's happening," Tyson said when asked if the fight would go on as scheduled. November 15 in Arlington, Texas. "We're all here. I'm prepared. I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity. I got sick, but I got better. I feel good. I'm beautiful," Tyson added, with his typical charm. Tyson, 58, is 31 years older than Paul, who embraced his role Sunday as the villain in this bout. Tyson was clearly the fan favorite, given his roots from the Brownsville neighborhood in East Brooklyn. The first time Paul was asked a question, the crowd at the Javits Center jeered Paul, setting him up quite neatly for his defensive reaction. "Hey, New York, shut the up, New York," Paul yelled to the crowd. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago." Paul continued to bring the ire throughout the event, vowing to knock Tyson out. At one point, he compared himself to Muhammad Ali, and then later said he's not here to do besides make a bag. Still, Paul said this fight, which some have criticized as being a glorified exhibition, is a strategic step he is taking in his boxing career. "There's a lot of big names out there who want to fight me," Paul said. "I still want super middleweight undisputed champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez, and I want to go on the path of world championship. And that's what I'm here to do, and I will make it happen. And when it does happen, people are going to go, expletive. That kid knew something we didn't." During the press conference, Paul seemed frustrated over the crowd, as they were booing him whenever he tried to talk. Paul gave a brutal warning to Tyson in front of the crowd and said that he's going to kill Mike Tyson on November 15th.
All the people in my comments saying, "Look at his power, he's going to get KO'd." People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're gonna see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead, Mike. We will.
Tyson addressed concerns about his health and age, dismissing critics by stating, "I'm doing this because I can. Who else can do it but me?" Tyson, 58, made it clear that he intends to bring his A-game, warning Paul, "As soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over." Jake Paul, 27, known for his brash confidence and ability to stir controversy, didn't hold back either. "People are always going to have something to say," Paul remarked, comparing himself to boxing legend Muhammad Ali in terms of the criticism he faces. Despite the skepticism surrounding his matchup with Tyson, Paul remains undeterred, promising to prove his critics wrong once again. The bout will be contested across 8 two-minute rounds, with Tyson determined to show that he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. As the two fighters exchanged words, it was clear that both were ready to put on a show for their fans. "Let's meet in the middle," Paul challenged, to which Tyson responded, "Oh, we will see, buddy." Ahead of his Nov 15th fight against heavyweight icon Mike Tyson, Jake Paul made an astronomical claim about what he will be earning from the event. "I'm here to make $40 million and knock out a legend," Paul said during the press conference. After the press conference, Paul posted on X that he's going to give Tyson when the two step in the ring in November. He wrote, "This is going to be a painful lesson for Mike Tyson. He likes to say he gave me my start in boxing. Well, I'm going to give him his end." Anticipation continues to build for Mike Tyson's return to the ring against Jake Paul, mostly because the lead up to this made-for-Netflix fight hasn't gone as planned. The bout between the retired former heavyweight champion and YouTuber-turned-boxer was initially announced last March. It was supposed to take place on July 20th, but got postponed when Tyson experienced a medical issue related to an ulcer in May. It was announced in June that the fight had been moved to November 15th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It will have been more than 5 months since Tyson's ulcer flare-up. Tyson's last professional boxing match was more than 19 years ago in Washington, D.C. A TKO loss to Ireland's Kevin McBride in June 2005. Paul is now 10-1 with 7 knockouts after a TKO win over UFC and bare-knuckles fighter Mike Perry in a hastily arranged fight on July 20th, after the postponement due to Tyson's health scare. "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport now," Paul said after the victory. "You're a legend. You're one of the two most famous boxers to ever live. You and Muhammad Ali. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm so honored. You're a legend. But I'm going to take your throne, brother." Paul said Tyson called him before fighting Perry, concerned about him taking another fight. Paul claimed he would not have fought Tyson had he lost to Perry. "I fully support postponing the event so Mike Tyson has no excuses come fight night," Paul told Netflix when the original fight date with Tyson had to be postponed. "My fans know I don't want to face Iron Mike Mike at anything but his best, but let there be no mistake. When he steps into the ring with me, I will be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson will be one for the ages, and I promise to bring my best for this once-in-a-lifetime matchup. Turning back to what the boxing community had said about the matchup between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Tim Bradley Jr. believes Tyson can take home another win in a fashion similar to his heydays. Bradley Jr., in a conversation with ProBox TV, laid down that a 2-minute round would allow the former heavyweight champion to come out all guns blazing. Tyson, at 56, could have Paul, at 10-1, at the ropes, landing body shots and bamboozling him with his power. He said, Mike Tyson, has the potential to knock this man out. You know that the power is the last thing that leaves you. This is Mike Tyson we're talking about. 2 minutes, that's all it takes. He can get the knockout. Knock Disney boy the hell out, Bradley further added. Following his victory over Mike Perry, Jake Paul gets some praise from the best pound for boxer Terrence Crawford, who believes that the YouTuber turned boxer has shown signs of improvement. Speaking to Ariel Hawani on MMA Hour, the two-division undisputed champion said that Paul is getting better as he trains a lot, and he's not just a YouTube now. Crawford said that Paul should be respected for his improvements.
I think, like I said in the interview, I think Jake is getting better. You know, he may need to work on his stamina a little bit, but for the most part, gained a lot of respect for Jake because he's not a YouTuber that's just boxing just to box. He actually trains and actually want to get better and actually have got better and really putting his time, focus, and energy into boxing, so you got to respect that.
Crawford further said that Jake is still in the learning process, but he has a good right hand. He stated, a lot of people write Jake off, but Jake can punch with that right hand. He's got a nice right hand. He's building himself up just like a regular boxer. It's just like a professional boxer coming up in the rankings. They're not going straight to the champion. They're going to work their way up and fight the best fights that they can learn from. Not get beat, learn from. So right now, Jake is still in the learning process. Saul Canelo Alvarez, a top pound-for-pound boxer, has a deep love for the sport. His personal motto is no boxing, no life, showing how seriously he takes boxing. As a multi-weight champion, Canelo is proud to represent Mexico in every fight and always aims to give an exciting performance. Unlike some fighters who participate in crossover matches, Canelo seems committed to staying focused on traditional boxing, and that's the message he continues to convey. When asked whether he was interested in the controversial upcoming contest between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, the current super middleweight champion said to TMZ Sports, "Not at all, no." He was then asked if it was good having a new broadcaster like Netflix involved in boxing and did agree, but again criticized the bout. He stated, "I think Netflix is good for boxing, but I think with that fight, Netflix is doing something wrong there. I think it's more a show than a fight. At this point, I'm not interested." Though many feel the age gap is just too much for even Tyson's famed skills, reflexes, and power to cover, and some in the sport will refuse to watch full stop. Others, like two-time Iron Mike opponent Evander Holyfield, believe it could be a competitive affair. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Holyfield warned the 27-year-old that if he stays on the outside, then he will get caught. He stated, "I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has and all of that, but he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Mike, then his chance of winning is going to be great. But if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He gets there too quick. But if you charge him, you're going to smother him. He push off his legs so he's too close. But if you give him room, everybody gets knocked out going backwards. Give him room, you're going to be messed up." Former mixed martial artist, referee, and bare-knuckle boxer Chris Liebens said that Jake Paul is nowhere near Mike Tyson, but the age factor is a major thing we should consider. He thinks that Jake Paul will eventually win against Mike Tyson as he is younger and can hit harder.
I don't want to say anything, but listen, because obviously we all love Mike Tyson. He's old though, man. Jake can hit. Jake can hit. I think that fight can play out a couple different ways, but I think the longer it goes, I think Jake might be able to catch him. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, because I heard Jake got really good cardio, and
I mean, he's not a terrible boxer. I've watched all his fights. He's not a great boxer. He's nowhere near where Mike Tyson was. If it was a 16-year-old Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul now, I would put every penny on that Mike Tyson. But
Of course.
But age is a mother. dude.
Former heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs grew up in Brownsville in New York at the same time as Tyson, although the two never fought. Briggs was asked for his views on the fight and said it was a good chance for both men to make money. While speaking to Fight Hype, he stated, "It's great for Mike making some money at his age, doing exhibitions, to be able to make millions of dollars at his age. That's what you're supposed to do. Do a 100 if you can, if they're going to pay you. At his age, making money for his family, why would you not?" As for Jake, good for Jake too. You beat a man like Mike Tyson. His brother fought Floyd Mayweather, so it's good for both of them. He then spoke about the fight and was asked if Tyson was too old at 58. He said, "Nah, he could knock Jake out, Jake could knock him out. He a grown man, but he gonna get hit by another grown man. Who knows? It's boxing." The last man to face Tyson in a ring was Hall of Famer and former four-weight champion Roy Jones Jr. back in 2020. Although not classed as a professional fight, neither man held back, and the contest was ruled a draw after an entertaining 8 two-minute rounds. Speaking to Out for the Count TV about the fight, Jones was surprised how well Tyson performed against him and doesn't believe Paul has any chance of hurting him. He stated, "The fans love to see fun. It's so much better than Mike Tyson facing another active heavyweight that's truly active because he's going to get hurt. Facing a YouTuber, he's probably going to make even more money but less risk because Jake Paul can't hurt Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson can hurt Jake Paul, but Jake can't even hurt Mike. People often say that a boxer's power is the last thing to fade, but that usually refers to fighters nearing the end of their careers, not decades after they've retired. This upcoming fight has faced a lot of criticism from fans, fighters, and experts, but it's still moving forward thanks to strong support from Netflix, which is entering the boxing world for the first time. The fight will take place at AT&T Stadium in Texas and will include a rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano as part of the event. Excitement is building as the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson draws near. Will Jake Paul manage to dethrone the legendary Mike Tyson? Or will Tyson prove that his old-school power is still as strong as ever? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.